Hey guys, just going on back in with another Warzone video, and this one's about the new Pacific blog that Call of Duty released today on Twitter, and they also released a trailer showing the new Caldera Pacific map. However, I'm not going to go over that because I already uploaded the video, but it's basically a commercial from, I believe, Pacific Horizons airline, and it just kind of is it, like I said, a commercial inviting you to go to Caldera. So I'm going to go over the blog. As you see, they posted it like an hour ago, and on the blog, once you click on that link, just in case, like I said, if you're not on Twitter, so I want to skim over it quickly. This is going to be my first time looking at it, so I'm kind of, honestly, some of these can take really long to go through every single word and read every single word in the blog, which I'm not going to do. So I'm just going to kind of like skim over it, highlight what I see. Again, those are the new characters that are coming. And it does have a backstory, so I don't want to downplay the backstory because the backstory is really important to me, even in the commercial trailer, I guess I'm going to call it. It looks like it might have some like cool little supernatural stuff in it, maybe. Or maybe I'm looking into it too much. But I'm not going to necessarily, again, go over that video. But maybe I should do a video breakdown. Maybe that should be the other thing I'll do after this. So it talks about Woods, Mason, and Hudson, which is cool because we get like our own little crew going on the mission, kind of a little bit similar to what happened with the current Warzone Verdansk map and stuff like that. So let me just read that real quickly so I am not 100% lost. It says, in charge of the secret British Special Operations Executive SOE during World War II, Butcher created multiple Special Operations Task Forces, including the original group Vanguard, to ensure, and Vanguard is the crew from campaign, and then probably going to be the crew for zombies, to ensure the total elimination of Axis forces that escaped following the war. Adler, Woods, Mason, and Hudson stand down to hear this story, one that echoes their mission of eradicating Perseus once and for all. Okay, so this is like a flashback again, what it seems like to me, or what I got from that. Maybe Butcher, in the one of the last cutscenes, Adler, Woods, Mason, and Hudson meet up with Butcher, and I guess he's now retelling the story of Caldera, which is cool. So that means, I guess, that Verdansk isn't going to necessarily get blown up or destroyed or anything like that, and it's going back into World War II time, and he's telling a story kind of similar to the campaign, which is good because Verdansk kind of did that. I think it paralleled a lot of stuff that went on in the campaign, so Caldera is going to parallel the campaign for Vanguard, if I'm understanding that correctly. So that's one good thing to note, and it's a good thing that I read that. So this is like a story or retelling, supposedly, if I'm understanding it right. Which I guess maybe it's gonna parallel. Maybe we'll still no. They're getting rid of it. Dan, it's gonna say maybe they'll have like current timeline, and then they're gonna flash back with Butcher for Vanguard and have both timelines going on at the same time. What the crew is doing in present time in Verdansk, and then what happened back then at the same time would be kind of cool, but doesn't seem like that's likely. I don't know if they're gonna actually blow up called Verdansk, but that's actually pretty interesting. I wonder if they would ever do that, have it happening at the same time. And it shows the location. So these are the locations of the map. Again, I'm not going to go into too much specific. Arsenal, Docks, Runway, Ruins, Mines, Peak, Beachhead, Village, Lagoon, Airfield, Fields, Subpen, Power Plant, Capital, and Resort. The only thing else I wanted to point out is it's unfortunate there's no zombies location like Blackout. This could kind of been like a Blackout thing. But again, I've mentioned it multiple times. Not the zombies community themselves, but a lot of the big zombie YouTubers that report on stuff for the zombies community. They're very toxic and negative and hostile and vile, and every bad word you can think of in the book. So it's kind of good that, and unfortunate at the same time, that they're keeping it separate, keeping the zombie stuff out, because you're just gonna invite a lot of negative, toxic people into the Warzone scene. Some of them tried switching over, but that's the one thing about zombie YouTubers. They're just terrible at the game, and they just I guess they gave Warzone a shot, and they just figure out they're bad at battle royale. They're horrible. Nobody's subs or viewers wants to see you play horribly in Warzone, and it's probably just gonna expose them. So it's bad for the zombies community because of how the zombie YouTubers ruined everything for us. That we can't have like any zombies locations. And then again, it also showed how Outbreak was their attempt to do that, give us their own little zombies um, battle royale map, so to speak, with the whole Outbreak locations and stuff like that. And again, the zombie YouTubers just crapped all over it. So it would have been nice to see maybe some zombie locations at Tsubonoshima, Shangri-La, and Shinonuma and stuff like that in here. I know we're getting it in the zombies, um, Darren Fang, but it's unfortunate that we won't see zombies represented until maybe Halloween time again in Warzone in the new Caldera map. Again, because it's unfortunate. It's going on right now. It went on for the last like 10 years. All the zombie YouTubers just kind of, I don't know what happened, how the unfortunate situations that happened in the past, that every single big zombie YouTuber is the most negative, toxic, vile person you can think of. And of course you're seeing now we're kind of unfortunately left out of Warzone because of them. Well, I guess it is what it is. Like they could have did like they could have did like kind of like Black Act could have did Origins. Ruins could have been like Shangri-La. Airfield obviously is Nocturne on Toten. And Power Play. I'm not, but then again, it would probably take up way too much zombie locations. But it would have been cool to have some zombies locations. Like I said, maybe some Origins, Nocturne on Toten, Shangri-La, maybe just 3 or so. Sorry, there's a lot of construction going on outside. So those are the couple things I want to go over real quickly. December 8th is the date. If you own Vanguard, you get it, I think, like 24 hours one day before. Naval Arsenal looks pretty cool. There is some water in there, so I'm assuming you can swim to some extent. I'm assuming, because I don't think they would do it where you drop in and you die, unless it's very, very, it's very difficult. It's a difficult map where you have to really watch every step. But I'm just assuming you're gonna be able to drop in there. Again, like in Blackout COD Mobile, you have drops that drop in there, and you can go after it. And those are the most valuable drops. The crate drops, I'm gonna call it. And they have like the best guns in there, the mythic guns, the fully packed guns. Usually drop in the water, so it's kind of like risk reward. So that'd be kind of cool if they do something like that if you can swim. Like if you really want that really good decked out gun, you're gonna have to risk diving into the water and getting it. Industrial docks, that is definitely 100% shipment, without a doubt. Naval, I don't know if that's anything, but that's cool that shipment is in there. That's really cool. So that's a definitely big plus. And runway, that looks like, wait, is that from campaign? That is from campaign. Yeah, that's definitely from the campaign. I remember that specifically. Unless I'm mixing stuff up, but I'm pretty sure that's from a campaign, so that'll be familiar to people. Ruins, again, let me just read that. It would have been cool if it was like Shangri-La or Zetsubonoshima or something like that. Jungle, yeah, it doesn't really say too much. Phosphate mines, so they're kind of having some Warzone stuff, so that's kind of cool. That's definitely from Verdansk. That looks very similar, for sure. so maybe they're bringing over some stuff. Peak looks like that's a Blackout 2 map, but there's like a mansion that's built on the side of a building, but it's not. This is very similar to Verdansk, even though it's a different name and stuff. I guess they don't want to have people complain too much, because it has the airlift trolley thing there, gondola, and that's right now in Verdansk. Beachhead is pretty cool. See, they should mix up different modes and stuff like that. Where you're coming off the beach would be kind of cool, and you have to like stop the like storming of Normandy Beach would be kind of cool. Little like they did that in World War II a couple years ago, where you have to try and make it onto the beach would be kind of cool. They should do something like that, and I wish that's why sometimes most of the time I don't wish that I work for Call of Duty, but sometimes I wish that I work for Call of Duty. That why not have it where part of Battle Royale to make it even tougher is you're coming in from the ocean, and to survive you have to be one of the ones to make it onto the beach and stuff like that and find your weapons. Make it really difficult. Instead of everybody's dropping in at the same time, have maybe some bots or whatever shooting at you, and you try and make it onto the beach. It'd be like a cool little LTM, but I know it's a different time period as far as like World War II. I think this is supposed to be post World War II, not necessarily happening in World War II, if I'm not mistaken. But that'd be kind of cool if you come in on ships or boats, and you have to try and make it onto the beach. That would be like a real hardcore battle royale, like literally what battle royale back then was. You have to survive, make it onto the beach. But I don't know. I don't work for them. That would have been a good idea. River Village, pretty cool. Looks like Vietnam. Definitely looks like Vietnam. Wide open locations. Definitely a lot of snipers are going to be in that area. Clearwater Lagoon looks amazing, and that's the thing too. The whole map looks amazing. There's a lighthouse. Again, if the zombies YouTubers weren't so toxic, we probably could have had like a lighthouse from Tag to Tilton, or a lighthouse from Call of the Dead would have been pretty cool. But it's kind of best. I have to admit it. I hate to admit it that it's probably better just to keep everything separate. Caldera Terminal is pretty cool, and I think that's the airport similar to Verdansk. Agricultural Center. Not much going on there. Oh, they saw that in the trailer. Some like vegetables and plants and stuff like that. Shark's Lair submarine pen. Oh, so this is like a whole nother big section away from everything. That's actually pretty cool. I think that's gonna be like a famous place to drop. I don't know. It reminds me a lot of Blackout too, as a matter of fact. Power plant. Again, it'd be kind of cool if it had like some zombie and some backstory about the power plant or something like that. Capital City, that looks amazing. It is even though I said what I said, it is very reminiscent of Blackout, the way it looks and stuff like that. Royal Cabana Resort. Cinema, or I guess that's a theater. Vanguard. That'd be cool too if they did. See, unfortunately, if they did like even the Afterlife theater from Infinite Warfare and stuff like that would have been kind of cool. To have some stuff from Call of Duty over the years. Vanguard Royale, all new content with dogfighting, updated land and vehicles. Rebirth Island. That I think is staying the same. I don't think there's anything new changing to that. I think that pretty much for now is staying the same. Because that was already in like World War II era, so I don't think they need to change anything there. Again, if we got like the Mob of the Dead one, would have been really cool, but I guess they learned their lesson. This looks pretty cool. The Finer Point, that looks like a cool little place to put some Easter eggs and stuff like that too. Gulag is back. So that's cool. Loadout items and field upgrades. Dead silence is being nerfed. Stopping power rounds are gone. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna actually skim through it. But I'm gonna read the headlines. I want to look for if there's any plunder or LTMs. Loadout, gas masks, and explosive canisters. Oh yeah, so that's cool that they're fixing the gas masks. Shallow waters. Crouch or knee. You can't go prone. Okay, so you can't hide in water, because that was a problem with Blackout too. People were just hiding in waters till the final circle. Contracts, public events. Restocks, resurgence from rebirth. Okay, so I think they don't want to use the word plunder, but I think they're gonna have some type of like plunder event almost. Anti-cheat, Secrets of the Pacific, more Season 1 intel inbound. So I'm gonna probably wrap it up there. Again, it's probably gonna play exactly the same. It just looks a lot better. Hopefully it runs smooth on console, because I'm still on console. Weapon charm stickers. Let's see. Everything looks amazing. So these are all shallow, so that's kind of cool. Like it said, oh, then it has the. So there probably will be plunder, because there's a cash drop thing there, so they're definitely gonna have plunder. So that's kind of good to know if you just want to go in and mess around a little bit, because that's the cash drop location. Yeah, there's a lot. It's a really long blog. Dogfighting, weapons, circle collapse changes. I really like too, the unfortunate thing too is Fire Team had a good idea where it's, instead of a circle, there was just like a fog or radiation that spread. I wish they would do that, and it unfortunately Cold War didn't get the attention that it needed from the Warzone crowd. But if they should, or they could, I know it's a whole different engine, but if they had done some of that radiation in Warzone, would have changed up the mechanics. They had so much good ideas in Cold War and Fire Team. It's just that, like, unfortunately, it turned out that Cold War was more for the zombies players. A lot of Warzone players and pro players, I believe, didn't come over to Cold War, and that's why Fire Team wasn't as popular. But it had a lot of great ideas. But maybe I'll talk about that separately. I just wanted to kind of touch on it. Because the circle thing, it gets kind of old after a while. That whole gas moving around thing was a really great idea. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Just looking at some of the locations. I'll see you guys later.